Hello, New York Yankees fans. We have brand new exclusive videos and the latest news for you. Before we get started, we'd like to invite you to join our channel and give this video a like. It's crucial to get exclusive access to the latest updates. The rumors started quietly, like those whispers that slide through timelines and late-night lives, and suddenly everyone is leaning closer to the screen. People around the Yankees universe are saying that the front office is dreaming big again, imagining a new face carrying the same intimidating aura that once redefined the Bronx. The name being floated is Pete Alonso, and the wild idea is that he could become a kind of new judge, not in identity, but in symbolic weight. When fans hear this kind of talk, it feels cinematic, like a blockbuster teaser dropped without warning. You can almost hear the excitement in the voices of creators who live for this kind of speculation, because the Yankees are always linked to stars, legends, and oversized expectations. The idea is not about replacing anyone, but about adding another thunderous presence to the lineup, someone whose power alone changes how opponents plan their nights. Alonso, with his reputation for moonshot homers and fearless at-bats, fits perfectly into that fantasy. People are saying this move would be less about numbers and more about energy, intimidation, and marketing power. It feels like the Yankees whispering to the baseball world that they are not done dreaming, not done aiming for the biggest possible narrative, and not done reshaping the future with bold strokes that dominate every conversation. What makes this rumor so fascinating is how naturally the story writes itself when you imagine Alonso wearing those iconic pinstripes. In fan discussions, the phrase "new judge" keeps popping up, not because Alonso mirrors anyone exactly, but because he brings that same sense of inevitability when he steps into the box. The speculation suggests the Yankees see him as a complementary force, a bat that protects others and terrifies pitchers before the first pitch is even thrown. On YouTube, the tone is electric, almost conspiratorial, as if everyone knows something big is brewing behind closed doors. The Yankees have always thrived on mythology, and adding Alonso would feed directly into that tradition. The talk is that his personality, loud, confident, and unapologetic, would thrive under the bright lights rather than shrink from them. Fans imagine packed stadiums buzzing with anticipation every time he comes up, the crowd holding its breath, waiting for that unmistakable crack of the bat. This is not presented as a confirmed plan, but as a tantalizing possibility, a chess move that could redefine the balance of power. In this imagined scenario, Alonso does not just join a team. He joins a storyline that demands attention from the entire baseball universe. Another layer of this speculation revolves around how the Yankees love reinvention without losing tradition. The idea of Alonso as a new judge figure is less about comparison and more about continuation. Supporters of the rumor say the front office wants multiple pillars, multiple stars who can carry the brand forward in parallel. Alonso's presence would supposedly allow the lineup to breathe, spreading pressure and forcing opponents into impossible decisions. You hear creators describing how pitchers would lose sleep, knowing there is no safe spot, no easy inning. The conversation often drifts into the psychological aspect, how intimidation is as valuable as talent. Alonso has built a reputation for embracing pressure, smiling through it, and turning it into fuel. In the Bronx, that trait is gold. People speculate about the marketing impact as well, jerseys flying off shelves, debates raging on talk shows, and endless highlight clips feeding the algorithm. The Yankees, in this rumor, are not just building a roster, they're crafting a spectacle. Alonso becomes a central character, someone fans love or hate but cannot ignore. This is the kind of move that dominates headlines without a single pitch being thrown, purely on anticipation and narrative power. Of course, skepticism is part of the fun, and even that fuels the rumor mill. Some voices question whether Alonso truly fits the Yankees culture, while others argue that the culture itself bends to stars, not the other way around. In these speculative conversations, doubts are quickly countered by reminders of how often the Yankees have absorbed big personalities and turned them into legends. The idea of Alonso being labeled the new judge sparks debate, memes, and heated comment sections, which only amplifies the buzz. Content creators lean into that energy, lowering their voices as if sharing a secret, hinting that something unexpected could be coming. The beauty of this rumor is that it lives in imagination, where everything feels possible. There is no contract to analyze, no press conference to dissect, just vibes and visions. Fans picture Alonso feeding off the crowd, launching towering shots, and pounding his chest as the stadium erupts. Whether realistic or not, the speculation taps into a deep desire for dominance and drama. The Yankees symbolize excess, ambition, and relentless pursuit of greatness, and Alonso's name fits neatly into that image. Even disbelief becomes part of the story, keeping everyone watching and waiting. As the narrative grows, so does the idea that this move would be about legacy as much as competition. The Yankees are always conscious of how history views them, and bringing in Alonso would be framed as another chapter in their endless saga of power hitters. The rumor suggests that the organization sees him as someone who could leave an imprint beyond statistics, shaping moments that fans remember forever. In YouTube monologues, you can hear the excitement build as creators imagine iconic calls, deafening cheers, and the sense that something monumental is unfolding. Alonso, as a new judge figure, is not about copying the past, but about echoing it in a fresh way. This speculation feeds into the belief that the Yankees want multiple icons at once, overlapping eras rather than replacing them. Fans discuss how this could change the emotional rhythm of games, how every at-bat would feel like an event. The Yankees thrive when baseball feels like theater, and Alonso fits that script beautifully. Even critics admit that the idea is thrilling because it promises chaos, fireworks, and endless storylines. Whether it happens or not almost becomes secondary to how alive the conversation feels right now. In the end, this rumor works because it speaks directly to the heart of fandom. It is not about certainty, but about hope, fear, and imagination colliding. The thought of Pete Alonso becoming the new judge for the Yankees taps into everything that makes sports storytelling addictive. It is bold, dramatic, and slightly unbelievable, which is exactly why it spreads so fast. On YouTube, the speculation feels like a campfire story, retold with growing enthusiasm each time. The Yankees are painted as master storytellers, always aware of the power of a single name to shift the entire mood of the league. Alonso's name, heavy with power and confidence, carries that weight effortlessly. Fans lean into the possibility, arguing, dreaming, and refreshing feeds for any hint that the rumor might grow teeth. Even if it remains pure speculation, it reinforces the Yankees' identity as the team that never thinks small. In this imagined future, Alonso steps into the Bronx not just as a player, but as a symbol, a new force of gravity pulling attention, expectation, and excitement toward him. That alone is enough to keep the baseball world buzzing. As the speculation continues to snowball, the second wave of this rumor dives deeper into how a move like this would ripple through the entire Yankees ecosystem. The idea being whispered is that Pete Alonso would not arrive quietly or cautiously, but as a statement of intent. In these imagined scenarios, the Yankees are sending a message that they want overwhelming presence, the kind that reshapes how games feel before they even start. Creators describe it as a psychological arms race, where lineups are built not just to score runs, but to dominate attention. Alonso, labeled by some as the new judge, would amplify that aura instantly. Fans picture opposing pitchers glancing nervously at the bullpen, knowing that escape is never truly possible. The rumor suggests that the Yankees crave that feeling again, that sense of inevitability when a slugger steps in and everyone expects something explosive. Alonso's reputation feeds perfectly into that desire. His confidence, his body language, and his raw power are seen as ingredients for moments that live forever in highlight reels. The speculation frames this not as a gamble, but as an embrace of excess, a return to the philosophy that the Bronx should always feel larger than life. Another angle fueling this rumor is the clubhouse dynamic, which many believe would thrive with Alonso in the mix. In this imagined future, He is not an outsider, but a natural fit, someone whose energy lifts everyone around him. You hear YouTubers painting scenes of dugout celebrations, of laughter mixed with intensity, of a group feeding off shared confidence. The idea of a new judge figure is less about hierarchy and more about balance, about having multiple voices that carry weight. Alonso is imagined as someone who embraces leadership without forcing it, letting performance speak louder than speeches. This speculation leans heavily into personality, suggesting that the Yankees value not just production but presence. Alonso's reputation for embracing the spotlight is seen as a perfect match for a city that demands stars who never hide. Fans imagine how his arrival would shift internal expectations, raising standards and sharpening focus. In this rumor-driven narrative, the Yankees become a team that thrives on pressure rather than avoids it. Alonso is portrayed as a catalyst, someone who makes everyone believe that big moments are not threats, but opportunities waiting to be seized. The fan reaction, as imagined in this speculative storm, is almost as important as the player himself. The rumor paints a picture of divided opinions that somehow unite in passion. Some fans dream immediately, buying into the idea of Alonso launching towering shots into the night, while others hesitate, questioning fit and cost. Yet even the skeptics cannot ignore the electricity of the possibility. Content creators describe timelines on fire, debates spilling from comment sections into podcasts, and the Yankees once again dominating conversation without playing a single inning. This is where the comparison to a new judge gains strength, because it reflects cultural impact as much as on-field presence. Alonso's name alone sparks emotion, and the Yankees thrive on being at the center of that storm. The speculations suggest the organization understands this dynamic deeply. They know that relevance is power, and power sustains momentum. Fans imagine children wearing new jerseys, old fans arguing passionately, and the stadium buzzing with renewed anticipation. Even uncertainty becomes fuel, keeping attention locked in and emotions high. In this way, the rumor itself already feels like a victory in terms of engagement and excitement. But before we continue, please remember to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support allows us to keep bringing you the latest news about the New York Yankees. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments. From a narrative standpoint, this rumored move is framed as a bridge between eras. The Yankees are often described as a franchise that refuses clean breaks, preferring overlap, continuity, and layered legacies. Alonso, as the new judge figure, fits that philosophy perfectly. He is imagined not as an ending, but as an addition, a new chapter written alongside existing ones. YouTubers speculate about how future fans would look back and see this as a turning point, a moment when the Yankees doubled down on star power. The idea is romanticized heavily, filled with visions of iconic moments that have not yet happened, but already feel real. Alonso's power is treated almost mythically, as something that belongs on the biggest stage. The rumors suggest the Yankees want that kind of myth again, something that transcends box scores and lives in memory. This storytelling aspect is what keeps the speculation alive. It is not grounded in spreadsheets or projections, but in emotion and imagination. Fans are invited to picture greatness before it exists, which is one of the purest joys of sports fandom. Critics within this speculative universe raise concerns, but even those concerns are woven into the drama. Some argue that expectations would be crushing, that labeling anyone a new judge is unfair. Yet supporters counter that Alonso thrives on exactly that kind of challenge. The rumor frames him as someone who feeds off doubt, who turns skepticism into motivation. In this imagined reality, the Bronx pressure does not intimidate him, it sharpens him. You hear creators lowering their tone, suggesting that certain players are built for this environment and others are not. Alonso is consistently placed in the first category. The speculation even hints at redemption arcs, at moments when early struggles give way to thunderous success, because that is how legends are often born. Fans love that kind of story, the rise through adversity under unforgiving lights. The Yankees brand is built on that drama, and ALONSO fits neatly into it. Whether these projections are realistic matters less than how compelling they are. The rumor thrives because it feels like it could happen, even if no one can prove it. Ultimately, the second part of this rumor cements why it refuses to fade. It combines star power, mythology, and the Yankees' relentless appetite for attention. Pete Alonso as the new judge is not a statement of fact, but a vision that captures everything fans love and fear about the franchise. It promises dominance, noise, controversy, and unforgettable moments, all wrapped into one name. YouTube thrives on this kind of speculation because it feels alive, constantly evolving with each retelling. The Yankees, whether intentionally or not, remain at the center of the baseball universe simply by being linked to such ideas. Alonso becomes a symbol of ambition, a reminder that the Yankees are always thinking big, even when nothing is confirmed. Fans keep listening, keep debating, and keep imagining because that is where the fun lives. In this speculative ending, certainty is unnecessary. The rumor has already done its job by reigniting excitement and reminding everyone why the Yankees narrative never truly sleeps. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the New York Yankees, please subscribe to our channel and give us a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.